people.
Oh, I definitely found one. He says, Sleepy Dr. Mario isn't very good.
And we used to just, like, with 0 to 10 races, like, somebody new or newer to the scene would want to race, you know, and be like, does anybody, like, race Dr. Mario? And then I'd happen to see it in Speedrun's live channel. Be like, yeah, sure, we can do, like, whatever you want. You want to do, like, 0 to 10 or 0 to 20? And their answer is almost always,
0 to 10.
like, yeah, I think 0 to 10 for now will be okay, you know? And so we do that, and then all of a sudden, Hippo and Ness and ACM all join. And then we end up doing 0 to 10 races for like 3-4 hours straight, just like 15 of them right in a row, not even caring. At a certain point, you just go cross-eyed.
Are you guys sticking around then, I assume?
Yeah. I'll be here for this race.
Alright, well, if you want the numbers synced up, I'm at 55, 56, 57, and I'm gonna go do something really quick, but I'll be back.
I do believe I'm getting called for something.
I'm a Twitch scrub right now, so...
Let me get these two people up on a less laggy stream. Well, like...
Chuck coming out ahead after level 2. Looked like Richard had a few missed plays where he was trying to sneak a pill in and then it would move one too many slots to the left or right. He's certainly moving pills around really quickly though.
Yeah, I think when I was first like analyzing Chuck and Panban, Chuck just struck me. Actually, I would say both of them are just quite fast players. I don't know what I'm saying. Ignore me.
It's always fun when you have like some kind of train of thought that you want to get out, and then by the time you set up your train of thought to convey to everybody else, you've forgotten the initial point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic Sean Cast commentary thing.
Alright, let me find where these...
Slight case of pill color dyslexia going on. That's a favorite mistake of mine, at least. Something I do quite often is you have a red virus on the left and a blue virus on the right. You drop the pills with the blue on the left and the red on the right instead.
Yeah,
It's the right pill in the right place, just orientated
like
180 degrees the wrong direction. And I like, I want to say I like, between Forky and now I'm seeing Richard here, having no fear in stacking on top, like stacking different colors on top of a set of like a virus and 2 pills of the same color so that they can just drop it down onto a virus below once they clear it from the bottom.
Yeah, he's definitely proficient for that double yellow though. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Oh, he clears it out. Oh man. That was a pretty nice combo. I would have never gone for it, not that late, especially.
Well, he's got other options, so...
Yeah.
And look at, he's got, like, things that will drop, like, into a triple, quadruple, quintuple combo right now. We're seeing, like, a points play happening right now in a speedrun. Oh, no! Wow!
Yeah, exactly.
I must be really late because I'm just seeing what you're talking about now. But
Yo,
holy cow, man!
that was
That was like that's how Meridian Prime can play this game. Like the guy is just a beast at like points and like making combos like that. That was one of the more intense plays I've ever seen in Dr. Mario.
yeah, all these high scorers. I feel like they would be so much more entertaining to watch, even if they're not, as fast. And like plenty of them are still quite fast.
Yeah, if anyone ever has the time after races finish up and whatnot, need something else to watch or want to watch more Dr. Mario, there's a ESA run from the very first ESA that Meridian Prime did that was basically a rush to 1,000,000 points, and it's just really it's nothing like anything I'm used to as a speed player or playing for speed. It's very calculated and it's still not sluggish play, but yeah, it's an intense watch.
It's definitely quite fast for what you would expect, because you would think that they'd spend a lot of time setting up things, but they kind of still go at it.
And it's funny too because Meridian's a relatively proficient speed player. I think he's got a 33, which he also got at ESA the following year. Is his PB.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's say if I raced him, I might do very well against him in a speed run race. But if we played points, man, he would slaughter me, like horribly crush me.
I know him from meeting him at AGDQ. We talked about Puzzle League for a little bit. He was like, "Oh yeah, I did that game before," and I think he pulled out 40-something S-hard, which is, by today's standards, it's not, it's not
very
like
elite or anything.
But I think for even the best of us out there, we would be happy with that time in a race. It's nothing to scoff at. It's kind of ridiculous.
And just to bust out after like somebody being like, oh yeah, you know anything about Tetris Attack or whatever? Yeah, sure. I haven't played it in a while, but I'll give it a try. And then they get like a super respectable time.
Yeah. He's probably, I guess, not as well known as I feel like he should be. He also has done a run of Tetrisphere blindfolded. I couldn't
What?
say
Really?
I couldn't say what his time is. He came up with this algorithm based on like the way the puzzles are set up that within like 60 or 70 moves, regardless of like for each stage, he would have like a way to solve it within 60 or 70 moves at worst.
That's awesome.
He was theory crafting for the longest time on just how can you create a set of moves that regardless of the 3 or 4 patterns that could pop up, you would always still be able to solve it. It was like forget what mode. It's like the story mode or something. There's like a...
Can't believe I haven't heard of that.
There's like a preset number of configurations.
Well, it's like Rubik's cubing it out, essentially, right?
Yeah. It's like just ridiculous to think of it. It's like I want to solve a puzzle game blind.
I mean, one of those the TGM guys did the preset mode, the puzzle mode, which is the same every time.
Yeah.
Blindfolded, and he almost completed the whole thing on stream, but he still wasn't able to do it. And those guys are like,
yeah,
I don't know, it just seems like some higher level of being when it comes to playing game, because they're, I don't know, just the speed involved on top of going for points is insane to me.
I could not quote if Meridian actually finished theory crafting and like completed a run, but I know he was pretty close, like 2 years ago. I don't know if he gave it any more thought after that, or if he figured it was like impossible or something. Yeah, but we have a race on our hands. This is
We
like
do, yeah. We got
closest race,
sidetracked. It's super close at the moment. Them finishing level 8 within 4 seconds of each other.
I mean, I have them at 2 viruses, 21 to 23 and 30. The lead, the virus lead is switching back and forth. I feel almost at this point it's like who doesn't game over first.
Yeah, never mind. Just that. I mean, it's still early.
Yeah.
You have the later levels to come, and that's really the telltale on how good your time's going to be.
Yeah. It's like when the good player starts to really pull ahead.
Right. Richard does not waste a pill. He doesn't waste a single pill.
They are 3 seconds apart.
I think it's a little more than... Oh no, he's got the other red there. Oh man. You are right. Wow.
I think he's making a few like not optimal plays, but his speed is definitely keeping him in. Just at the speed that he's putting pills down.
Well, I mean, this is a great example of 2 different approaches to the game and being seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, that 10 started. That 10 was really fast. She's trying to pull ahead, and oh, that was a little unfortunate placement. Flipping the pill a little bit too much. Starting to search for those pills.
I like that Chuck is not afraid to, out of like 2 viruses that are vertically stacked together, like paired together of the same color, if he doesn't know what to do with a pill, or it's like a bad pill, or a double he doesn't have a very good use for. He is not afraid to like stick it in the side and just clear a virus rather than just waste it on something else. Like, those are definitely plays I'm a fan of. Some people would prefer to preserve the double. But you got the pill now, might as well use it, get 1 virus.
Yeah, searching for that blue. Oh, Chuck, moving on. Yeah, they're definitely starting to come apart, but they still are on the same stage. So. And I know people on stream can't see their PBs, but it is almost 8 minutes faster for Richard, so his later levels should be much faster.
He's certainly not letting off the gas at all yet, and he's on 11. He's in the later half of the game, so...
That was a very nice cross. I would have never seen that. I think the biggest difference between these two right now is just the raw speed that Richard's putting out. And he's not making mistakes or any that I can play seems very solid. It's just quick. There's no deliberation placement.
I want to say that Richard has made a couple of times where he's tried to sneak a pill in between a bunch of other stuff, and it just been one place off, or not like where he wanted it, but it hasn't really caused him a problem anytime that he's done it. He's been able to work around it and keep himself alive that way. Where Chuck has sort of gotten himself into a couple of situations with misplaced pills and things that took a bit more effort to clean up, and that's not necessarily just a matter of skill. It's just a matter of like how important of a play they were making when they made their mistake. It's like the difference in like for a sports reference, missing a field goal at the beginning of the game and the end of the game when it's tied up or something.
Yeah, he's pulling ahead. Looking at Chuck's play, he seems to have definitely slowed down a lot, trying to be a lot more careful. When he doesn't have a very automatic spot to place a pill, you can see him thinking a lot more before he just slams it down.
Which is always recommended over making a giant mess and then having no idea what to do about it, because you're just playing so fast.
He is looking for that blue-yellow, and he gets it. He was holding on to that blue-yellow for quite a while, trying to get that clear.
For never having seen this guy, Richard, play before, though, as I was saying before, I've played with Chuck, raced against Chuck before. This guy is something else right now.
Oh.
Very good way. He's able to make multiple plans at the same time and stick to them. Work with whatever he's given. Play the bottom of the screen and then the top of the screen at the same time.
He's starting to have to get those blues. He's gonna run out of space soon.
It's tough when you get two, like how he has the two, where he had the two blue on the top and the two blue in the middle and nothing in between, and both of those things are the topmost things in the row.
But he set himself up really well, that everything was well accounted for. So as soon as he got the pill he needed, he pretty much cleared the entire stage. That was a very nice combo. I don't even know how he set it up, but it worked out. It was really cool to watch. Oh, I think he missed this. Chuck is still holding on. Race is far from over. But Richard is pulling the lead farther and farther away.
Still well within the range of Chuck just being able to turn it on towards the end, and then Richard just making a misplacement right at the start of 19 or 20. And they're right back in it.
Definitely doesn't take much now. So he's built up, you know, 3/4 of a level lead. About like 30, 40 viruses.
Somewhere to a 60 or 70% clear on the level ahead.
Ooh, I really like what Chuck just did. He moved the red pill over and then stood it back up. That was just, that's definitely movement tech that's not easy to pull off. I really appreciated that. Over flipping the pills a little bit though.
Oh, yeah, the little sneak under. We still don't have a good name for that kind of a move.
It definitely deserves one. It's definitely one of the coolest like movements that you can see somebody play. Double yellow would be right now. Or oh, I guess you give up on it very quickly. I would also say that PanbanRichard had a lot of other places to put a double yellow, so it wasn't really worth trying to keep that alive.
Plus, with all that yellow in a bunch, all it takes is one more double yellow to do the same thing, where you would have nowhere else for that double yellow anymore.
Chuck getting a little bit tail flip happy. Flipping it like 20 times before letting it fall. So yeah, it's starting to look like a whole stage lead for Richard. He moves on to 16 while Chuck just starts I'm really glad that Chuck joined this. I wouldn't have expected him to. You know, I haven't really seen him around speedrunning for a while. Any game at all, in fact.
Well, maybe he caught the bug back from going to SSS, which was the thing over at Darbian's house. There's a bunch of people over and they do speedruns.
I could have gone to that.
Dang, dude.
Darbian physically is like 30 minutes away from me.
Yeah, closer than the majority of the people that attended.
Yeah. I know Conster was there, and Conster is also very close to where I am.
Yep. But yeah, Chuck ran SMB3 there, and I was asking him in chat, "Hey, where's Dr. Mario? Play Dr. Mario." He's like, "That's not marathon ready yet." I was like, "Got that tournament coming up. It better be marathon ready soon."
He's still putting
And he
out.
did. He's getting he's definitely back to where he was before, if not better.
I would just say that, like, the competition has just moved a lot further. You guys have really stepped up the game.
Oh, for sure. When I was racing Chuck, 32 was like not just a time that was like an average good time. It was like one of the best times we had ever seen live. At least when King Hippo first got 32, it was like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, Kupari shows up, Ham does more streams, and ACM ascends to the heavens.
Kupar really surprised me when he kind of showed up to do Puzzle Challenge. He was like, all these games, I got them. And then he just pulls out like amazing times for almost every single game.
It seems like everything he touches turns to gold, so...
Need him to touch that SMRPG.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's like, wait, who was it? Black Tack that just took the world record?
Oh, but he spent a whole lot more time on SMRPG than it took Kupari to show up in Rec House.
Yeah, you just gotta get God Gamers to do SMRPG. Bring the record down.
It's all just gonna depend on when Oxus wants to speedrun again.
Never.
He'll be back in a couple months.
I mean, he always does speedruns, but he never takes them seriously anymore.
That's the thing is, the next time he gets like kind of half serious, like he always does, is when 249 or 248 happens in Super Mario RPG. Unless somebody else happens to get there first. That's right, Kupari was the first 31 as well.
I still remember Ox just like, I think like they had the track and field competition at AGDQ, and then Ox just like walks in, does
track and field 64 and gets the world record.
What was it, like 2 or 3 attempts or something? It's like, you know what, I'm just gonna frame perfect mash, easy mode. I am hoping you'll ascend to godhood pretty soon.
I'm done after this tournament, are you kidding me? I'm going back to my retired life of Super Metroid ROM hacks and different game randomizers.
Honestly, the Super Metroid ROM hacks are a lot of fun. I played a couple.
I'm still like, Dr. Mario is one of the few times I have in any game that I'm really, really satisfied with. So if I were to like speedrun more, Dr. Mario is on the absolute bottom of like improving my time. But it's not about me, it's about this race. And Chuck's got himself a really nice 16 formation at the end to finish it up. Getting all the pills he wants. I haven't seen a mess really on Richard's stream
At all.
the entire run, and anytime that you know, even while he has to maybe clear some garbage, he's still clearing viruses as he does it.
Yeah, I just feel like he's gonna deal with that just fine. He's just like planning so many things ahead. He's definitely played some of the sickest combos I've seen in the tournament so far. You know, even if they're not like the fastest ones, it's just like incredibly awesome to watch.
Like, it was just only moments ago he did exactly what you're talking about.
I mean,
And again, now.
You know, that earlier
my
level
stream.
when he had like the giant tower and everything just cleared.
Yeah, he just kept building and building and building, and leaving the one space open that he needed to like start the chain reaction.
Ooh, that was a little unfortunate. That placement. He's gonna roll with it. Wow. Ooh. I wonder if he's... It looks like he doesn't want to start the stage. He's gonna try to dig it out from underneath. It's gonna be a little bit rough. Oh, he still doesn't make it. Alright, I think he finally is gonna give up. Yeah, he does. I would have really liked to see pull that out. I think that would have been really... But I think he just decided it wasn't worth the time. I mean, I can definitely agree with like just, you know, game overing if it gets too bad. And that's also a nice thing about this category. There's no real downside to just restarting something that, you know, you started off badly with. Just resetting your RNG, resetting your mind for a bit.
It's just rough when it happens in such a way that, you know, you make that initial one and you roll with it, and you've made good progress, and you could probably keep it alive, which is going to be faster than restarting. But then you make like one more bad pill placement, and it's all like all that time investment is now like down the tubes.
Yeah, I think once he made that second mistake, he just decided, you know, it would be just better to restart. And
Well, yeah, instead of dipping more time in and then getting into a situation where you will game over anyway.
Yeah.
So unfortunate, but he's got enough in terms of the race. He's still
Got a
on
good lead.
19, while his opponent Chuck is on 18. So
Zill's got a pretty nice lead, but yeah, out of the races so far today, it's definitely the closest. He actually doesn't even lose that much time. I would say almost all the time that he lost was trying to salvage his first 19, going by his splits. Chuck is also putting out some still like rock solid stages. Yeah, I don't know if you see his splits or not, but based on his like average time, or I guess his PB, he's still very on pace, and he's on pace for a PB. That's a very fortunate blue. He gets it immediately, right after putting those pills there. First 2 pills to set it up. Richards kind of has his board set up for having a lot of reds exposed and not a lot of yellows. Chuck is gonna have to try to dig out the reds somehow. Looks like both of these guys will. Richard's about to finish up, but he has a big, tower of viruses on the right side. And then Chuck clears his, so. I do like how Richard's clearing a lot of his, from the side, from below. Wherever he has space to effectively clear viruses, he's making good use of it.
He's pretty good at seeing, okay, this pill is bad for everything that's on the top row, but I only need one more pill that I can put below these 2 to clear it. Why don't I just drop this bad pill on top of it and then clear it from below, clear those viruses from below, making this bad pill become a good one.
So Richard got a race PB of 38.17 by RaceBot, 38.15 on his own splits. Oh, I didn't see what just happened to Chuck, but I saw him set. A little unfortunate. I wonder if he got a pill stuck also.
Oh, yeah, he just he locked a pill vertically that only gave him 1 space, and it was directly where the pills enter, like right in the middle of the board.
Oh.
And just like before he had even time to react, after it happened, it just instantly gamed him over. Super unfortunate, and not a terribly egregious error to have made for such a drastic, result to come out of it.
Just at a very unfortunate time.
Right.
I wonder if he's gonna try for.
Also, like after he had plugged away a bit at the level, for that to have happened is super unfortunate.
You do risk that by playing, a very tight window near the top.
one of those risks you have to take, though, I suppose, in the sense of you have to be comfortable. If you're going to do a speed run of 0 to 20, you have to be comfortable enough
Putting it
leaving just one space below the top and being able to work around it. It's just when a mistake happens there, and it was just of a nature like that one where you don't have enough time to react, and when it's on the side, you're not in a risk of game overing instantly, so it's a little bit easier to be like, oh, okay, that happened, all right, what can I do now? Whereas that was just not even close to.
It's kind of like it happened and you gotta start over.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, GG for Richard.
Yep, moving on with 38. Still a very good time.
Big race PB?
Yeah. And only a minute off of his best, so. Good run by almost every account of the word. He definitely. Chuck is definitely fishing for that blue. He had a couple blues and he didn't quite use them.
It's just tough when you have so many. You need one pill in so many different spots, like more than one spot. It's often difficult to choose which one is, and not knowing what you're going to have down the road. Which one is going to be the best use of that? You make your decision, and then you find out 3 pills later that you should have went the other way.
Yeah.
And nothing you can do. It's just part of the game.
Yeah. As he finishes up here, I think that's all the races for the first round of bracket.
Yeah, this is the last one to have happened. For a recap, we have in the quarterfinals ACM LM versus Kanana Phone. On the other side of their bracket is Nest Kamikaze versus Grimmin. And then the other side of the entire bracket, we will have King Hippo versus PanbanRichard. And on the other side of that same bracket, is myself, Sean Cass versus Nightmare 47. Should be interesting. These should be much closer races, just due to the nature of brackets in the top 16 the way it is. You have the number 1 seed going against the number 16 seed in a game with variance of many minutes.
I do believe that the ACM race still won't be as close as people would like for round 2, but all the others should be a lot closer.
Absolutely, yep. I think pretty much everyone else everyone other than ACM is capable of a 38, whether it's a bad run or a good run for them. They're capable of 37 and 38, aside from maybe Hippo, but...
I believe in the Hippo. It's just gotta... Oh, it's still gonna be best of 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Ooh, that's... Yeah, I would definitely give any one of you guys say any one of you have the ability to take a game off ACM, but to take best shot of 3 is going to be quite difficult.
Yeah, and in the quarterfinals now, it being a best of 1, I do like, because all it takes is for the higher seeded person to have a bad run and the lower seeded person to have a really good run. At least for 3 out of the 4 out of matches, and pull an upset that way. I mean, I have lost to races in the past to Nightmare, so.
I mean, yeah, he's no slouch, even if he always seems like he's won.
And I've certainly lost to Grimmin in Nintendo, Dr. Mario, so. Right there it is, a time of 45:55 for Chuck.
Yeah, still a solid time. He looks like to be 1 minute, 1 second off his PB.
Yeah, I mean, the way it looks, everybody in top 16 was able to finish the game in their race in under 50 minutes, which is better than PBs that are listed on the leaderboard. Some PBs.
And all the people who made it to round 2 had a time of better than 40. So.
Yep.
So I think that does it. You know, I really don't have too much to say.
Just stay tuned. I'm sure races will be coming up this following week in the quarterfinals.
Yep. They'll be much more intense and way closer than the ones we've seen today. You know, definitely follow Speed Gaming, follow Puzzle General, follow Speedruns Live. A lot of the tournament matches could be on any one of these channels. Plus, you should watch all the tournaments like 46 Robos, Metroid Prime, Metroid Fusion, Super Metroid. Should be really good.
Let's see here if we can figure out possibly a raid either to a puzzle player or one of the
Races.
the tournament channels.
I
don't know if anyone in the tournament is currently streaming. If not, we can send everybody over to the 46 Robos match that's going down.
I'm not good with raid messages, but
It'd just be pills, right? Well, I am freaking tired. We are offline, I believe.